Southern Spain is a fantastic place for riding motorcycles. There's a positive motorcycling culture, fantastic roads and amazing views. There are two quite well-known roads in Andalucia, the A397 from Marbella to Ronda and the A366 from Ronda to Malaga. I decided to ride a circular route so I could compare the two and see which one I preferred. Whether you've already ridden these roads and already have an opinion, or whether you're making a judgment from this video, my main advice is that if you ever get the chance to ride in southern Spain, take it. The A397 climbs out of Marbella and is a fast, sweeping road. There are lots of law enforcement signs telling you that they use helicopters and drones and anything else they can get their hands on to keep people within the law. There are lots of viewpoints along the A397, so you can stop for a snack or a drink and to take in the spectacular views. I've noticed that a lot of them have quite a brutal drop from the tarmac onto the gravel, so if you've got short legs or a tall bike or both, you might want to pick your route out carefully. A lot of these fast sweeping bends have 60 km/h signs. I found it reasonably easy to behave, but I can imagine some people wouldn't. About halfway along the A397 you leave the tree line, so the landscape becomes more open and dramatic. I made the decision to stop at this viewpoint for a better look, and as I rode in I realised it had one of the worst drops from the tarmac onto the gravel. I did get out, but it was a bit tricky. This is more or less the highest point of the ride. From here on, the road descends towards Ronda. I tagged along behind these local riders for a few kilometres until they peeled off. This is where the A397 meets the A366. It's a very simple intersection, and it does mean that you don't have to go into the middle of Ronda if you don't want to. I'll cover it in a separate video, but we did visit Ronda on a different day to go and see the town and to eat one of the local dishes. We found our way into Ronda easy enough, but for some reason we found it very difficult to get out of. Cycling is very popular in Spain, and I did note that on the A366 I came across a lot more cyclists. Stop here to admire the view, and there's definitely a wilder sort of character to the landscape. The road is narrower and it's quite stark. The motorcyclists went past were some of many, but this group, unlike most people, were riding at a relatively sedate pace. do have to watch out for wildlife. Last time I was here, I rode down this bend and found a mountain goat in the middle of the road. The goat was fine, by the way. Well, I guess I need to share my opinion on which road I prefer. This sequence, I think, typifies for me why I prefer the A366. There's not a lot in it, they're both great roads, but the A366 is a little narrower, a little bit more technical. You have to put a bit more effort into hauling the bike from left to right, and I just find it to be a more rewarding road to ride. This was my last stop of the ride. It's a beautiful viewpoint, and it's where the motorcyclists congregate. On a Sunday it's absolutely heaving. This section of road seems to be particularly popular, and there are riders going up and down, sometimes as quickly as they can. It's quite a spectacle. And here comes one of the riders from the viewpoint. He's absolutely flying. And that's the end of the ride. I'm back to the point where I started from, so I hope you enjoyed the video and look out for the next one.